Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome to Slingshot. Welcome to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot. This is a mini kind of web series that exists on YouTube, available for free on YouTube. And yeah, this is the this is the miniseries based revolving around our one and only precious, lovely Elena Yo-Yo Rodriguez, and it takes place between episodes 8 and 9. So I figured before I get into the 9th episode, I need to then get into this one, especially if there are any, stories carried on or references or anything like that. But also just, I mean, hey, a web series about Elena is something I am unequivocally signed up for. So any content with Elena in it is content I am more than happy to consume. So I think I don't know huge amounts about this, which I suppose is good for reaction purposes, but I think it revolves around her and her kind of involvement and like her being like like her having kind of signed up to the Sokovia Accords and being like a registered enhanced person. So I think it kind of follows maybe whatever issues she faces or like what that kind of process is like. I think because she's already signed up from like early on in this season. So I don't know if this actually offers any backstory to that, or maybe if it just kind of shows how she works within S.H.I.E.L.D. now, being like a registered Inhuman, or how she deals with the outside world now. Because as we saw in the uprising, the Watchdogs Blackout episode, like that kind of info was pretty easy for them to get their hands on. So God only knows, like how the rest of the public might react to that kind of information. But yeah, I think it's a mini series, so I think I will be doing these individually. I'm going to be recording them all in one sitting, but I'll be actually putting these up into like different kind of into different kind of sectors just to make that kind of thing easier. So it will be pretty short, and I presume because they're like even as individual episodes, they're not really that long either. So I presume not much editing is required. Maybe I can just kind of watch the whole thing and put it up as is, and then stuff like that. So then no full lengths either for Patreon. Patrons can enjoy it here as is. So yeah, it should be fun. So I don't know like who to expect. I don't know like if it's gonna include all the other characters in some way, or if it's just gonna be people maybe more specific to Elena, like maybe Mac, or maybe Daisy, like her being like another Inhuman and like a fellow kind of former secret warrior or something. So yeah, I guess we can see. We can go in and see. So this one is episode 1 of Slingshot. So yeah, let's go. Present day. Daisy's taking her anger out on a punching bag. Yep.
Tabago, you money?
Just trying to get back to my old routine.
Yeah. Maintaining her BP. Yeah. It's one of the primary things May taught her.
Right here in the mornings. Less strangers in suits running around.
Well, you should make room in that routine for, what's the word in English? Bureaucracy.
Oh,
He's
bureaucracy.
gonna wanna grill you about your time off.
Yeah, he already has. Trying to set up meet and greets or whatever that is.
So maybe we should get our story straight about that night.
The night? What night?
How much do they know?
Not much. Coulson had just stepped down, and we thought we'd never see you again.
Oh, okay. Several months ago. Okay. Huh. So this is just after he stepped down, so like maybe just before they brought Mace in as well. Huh. Secure software. Oh.
¿Qué es esta vaina?
Oh no, maybe they actually brought Mace in because they have those badges. Ah, he's still here. Ah. Oh, bringing his stuff out of his office. Oh,
Don't know why you hold on to that thing.
oh the axe.
Good luck, Charm. I heard Mace was calling you in. You signed the Sokovia Accords. It's a big step.
Yeah. One you never made me take. Secret warriors, you said. Whatever happened to secret?
New boss, new rules.
I miss the old boss.
Me too. I do. I think we all do. As cool as Mace is, we can't help but miss Coulson. Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I know. It's a lot to get used to, but I think it's progress. With S.H.I.E.L.D. going public again, the new director needs everyone, especially Inhumans, on his side.
And on his list. I thought America was all about freedom. When I use my powers, it should be my choice. Which is the thing I want to talk to you about. I've been tracking this criminal from my country. This man, he,
Hey. Take it to Mace. That's the procedure now. Guy's got it hard enough without me stepping on his toes.
But you're the one I trust.
But I had to earn that trust. Give him a chance. All that man wants is to be liked. Believe me.
Yeah, but then that causes issues too. If all you want is to be liked. Oh, Stanley.
To remind you, you're not just giving something.
They are willing to put Stanley in anything, in any cameo form, even pictures. Yeah. Oh, the shield pin.
They handed those out at the formation of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh,
That one in particular
an original.
belonged to Agent Peggy Carter.
I can't. Thank you, but I
She
can't.
gets a Peggy Carter shield
Hold on
pin.
to it for me. I'll only lose track of it on the Zephyr.
That is a legacy. That is a legacy
I think I'm
item
gonna be
right
sleeping
there.
on a plane again.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think Mac will fit.
The base won't be the same without you two. I hope you find her, sir.
Me too.
In time. In time, certainly.
I was angry and reckless.
Oh.
I couldn't let the man who
Who's
killed my
that?
cousin walk free.
Oh, the Medusa. No, not Medusa. That was someone else. This is the police
I
officer.
had no idea what he'd stolen. or
Yeah,
how
that's the
dangerous
police
it could
guy.
become.
He doesn't have any powers, though, does he? I think it was only Medusa eyes that had powers. Oh, that's the end of episode 1. Okay. You know what, right? Yeah, that's the end of episode 1. You know what? I am shocked with how much. I think. Wait, is there like a post or something to this? I don't know why I think they would add like a post credit to something like this, but no post credits. Yeah, I am shocked at just how much they can include in under such time. Like the dialogue alone, there's so much to take in. It's one of the things I love about the show. It's like, you know, like, because these shows, like the episodes of the main show run for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's like, in my experience of, especially of reacting to TV shows, that's been the average runtime of like a CW show. So then it's like, even in those ones you can get a fair amount, but then other times it's just, oftentimes just pointless fillers and stuff that you just have to kind of trudge through to get to the main good stuff and everything. But with this show, it's like they don't waste your time. They literally take your time and give you something even better. So even with this the first episode of this web series alone, it's just like there's so much I want to talk about. So one of the things I definitely love about this show, let me get this all good and proper. Yeah, that should be good enough. Hopefully the audio doesn't sound terrible. But yeah, so we actually flash back to a few months. So we would start off in the present day, probably just sometime after episode 8, and Daisy's reintegrating. She's actually getting her heart pumping and her skin sweating, and she's actually like reintegrating into her physical routine again and stuff, so that's cool. But then they actually talk about like a night that involved both of them, and like a night that involved the two of them. But we start off with a few months back, and it's actually Mace has taken over. Mace is he's probably setting his own stuff up in the office and everything. But then Coulson is the one we see integrated and involved in this episode, so that was fun. And yeah, so he stepped down. He has stepped down. So he's been demoted essentially. He's not left S.H.I.E.L.D. completely as we know from the rest of the season. But he has been demoted. He's once more an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Co-partnered up with Mac and everything. And then we know that they go on to try and find Daisy. for the next like 6 months, I think it is. So that's cool. And then Elena is now going into signing the Sokovia Accord. She's going into signing it. So I don't know if we're actually going to see it happen or if it's going to be an off-screen thing or something. Because I think even from what we saw in the movie, even from what we saw in Civil War, like this, I mean, at least the Accords for the Avengers. Because I think I'd imagine for different enhanced people, the kind of the Accords they get would be different too. Like for some people, it might just be like a single leaflet or a single book. But then for the Avengers in the movie, they actually got a giant, thick kind of actual proper book to flick through and read and like read up on, and then actually sign up to in the end. So I don't know if Elena gets that same book in the end, or if she just signs away on like a piece of paper or like an iPad or something. I don't know. But either way, she's going to be signing the Accords, presumably under similar enough kind of conditions too. Like, 'cause I think the basics of it would be, oh, like if you're an enhanced person, then you have to tell the government, you have to make them aware of your kind of situation. But then if you're like an Avenger, then you're part of like a much bigger, much more well-known team, so there are likely somewhat stricter restrictions for you to abide by. But then if you're like someone partnered with Shield, or even if you're someone just like like a regular Inhuman with like a average kind of daily lifestyle and like a regular job and everything, then it might not be the same thing. Like in that case, like you might not be required to actually work with them, but unless they specifically need you. But then it might just be a case of, oh, so you're now a registered Inhuman. We know about you. We know like who you are, what you are, and what you might need in the future and everything. So kind of like maybe like a census, but for like Inhumans in that sense. But then if you're actually actively working with your powers, then you might become more of like a trained specialist or whatever. So yeah, so with Elena, she is like I don't know if she's actually a Shield agent. I think she might just be like an actual like a consultant, or like I mean maybe a consultant, but like less of a consultant, more like someone that Shield actively works with, because she's also trained with her powers. She's trained herself with her powers, so she's already used to them, and she then trains under Shield under further supervision, and she actually works with them, and she knows the team, or at least the inner circle and everything. So she works with them when necessary and stuff. So she might get that kind of guideline to follow by. And I think what she said about like wanting to maintain her free will, wanting to choose if and when she uses her powers, I think it kind of falls under like the basic kind of desire to have free reign over you and what you can do with your body. But at the same time, it did kind of remind me of Steve's kind of argument from Civil War, from the movie, and also tying into the comics, like him being like, and especially in the movie, him being like, the government could easily, what if the government sends you something somewhere that you don't think you should go, or what if there's somewhere that you actually do need to go, but then the government actually puts you aside and says, no, we'll let someone else handle this, and then either way things end up going wrong, or it's not really as serious of a situation. So I think like Elena expressing those kinds of sentiments already kind of makes me wonder how her conversation with Mace is going to go now. Like if she actually does ask him if she can have more free reign over her powers and over her abilities, or if she's actually going to have to abide regardless of what the booklet says. But yeah, I think just in general, like her, like she has literally never used her powers to hurt people or to actually put them in any kind of serious injured conditions. Like she's only ever used them for active combat alongside other Shield agents, but also to defend her and her family and everything. So she's literally not like a violent person. She's not a killer. She's not like someone. She's not someone you need to worry about if she does decide to go rogue, because again, she wouldn't really be looking to hurt anyone. So I think it's just like an interesting kind of path to go down with her, and to explore how she actually sees herself and sees her powers after this, and especially after actually working with the government. I mean, we've seen from the season itself, like, it's been going fairly well. She hasn't had too many hassles or troubles just yet. She's been kind of fairly comfortable, and I think, for her as well, like it's like the team is people she trusts. Like, even in this one, like, I love the dialogue and the relationship between her and Coulson. Like, she's already reassuring him, like, I trust you, I know you're a good man, you treat me well, you treat the team well, you have the right kind of heart and the right kind of ideals, and you know exactly what Shield needs. And that's why she's like, I'm gonna miss the old boss, because Coulson was a man of the people. So yeah, but then Coulson being Coulson, him being kind of diplomatic and fair and balanced, he's like, you like me because you took the time and you got the time to trust me, so just give Mace that same treatment. All he wants is to be liked. So he's kind of still kind of, like, I think deep down, even though it is hurting, like he is hurting over having to step down or needing to step down, he does still kind of want to advocate for Mace to be given fair treatment and like a fair chance, like not just for them to be biased and be like, oh, you're not Phil Coulson, so we don't like you anymore. They being like, he may not be the same leader. He definitely isn't the same leader by identity or beliefs, but he is still trying to be a good man. He's trying to lead Shield in the right direction. He is, and again, like from the get go, we see that he's literally trying to re-reveal Shield to the world. So he's trying to do a good thing, and he can only do that if the people he works with are actively believing in the same things and trying to do the right thing too. So yeah, but I think seeing that kind of relationship in this one, like again in this one as well, just kind of that kind of level of trust and kindness and openness between Coulson and Elena was just so heartwarming to see. It was so fresh to see, because I think, as much as we have great friendships and relationships in the show, it's not like we see them expanded between everyone or expanded equally between everyone. Like we get certain special connections between certain people. So Coulson and Elena, it's not really, besides from them being cooperative and them actually working together as Shield people, it's not really, I think this kind of interaction isn't something we've really had before. So this is just, I'm really looking forward to the rest of this web series to see who else she gets to interact with in this way and who else she gets to be with like that and stuff, and I'm curious as to see if there's any, if there's, because I think, I'm surpassing episode 9, so episode 8, surpassing episode 8, so episode 8 was when we had the first kind of kiss between Maka and Elena, so I'm curious as to whether or not they'll actually lay any kind of seeds for that in this, or as like backstory, or if it's going to be set after that, because then I don't know, because I mean this one was a flashback that was very, very necessary, so I don't know if the rest of them are also going to be flashbacks, or if it's going to be based more and like if it's actually going to shift from time to time and actually kind of lead more and more into episode 9 and make sense for that. So that'll be fun to see. But we had all that kind of good stuff, and of course, yeah, the Stan Lee cameo. I didn't know. I'm personally going to count that as a cameo. Maybe not everyone will, but me personally, I'm going to count it as like a very, very minor cameo. But I think the way they can just sneak in Stan Lee in the most minimalistic of ways, and like it's not the first time they've used a picture instead of like a live action Stan Lee. I think I can't remember where it was. It was in one of the Marvel Netflix shows. One of the Marvel Netflix shows they actually had like him I think it was on like a billboard or like a poster on a wall or something, like they had like a still kind of image poster of Stanley, and that was the Stanley cameo for that entire season. So I can't remember which show. I think it might have been either maybe Jessica Jones, or definitely not Iron Fist. I don't think it was Iron Fist. I know, because I mean, my memory of how the Stanley cameos in those shows went down is very, very vague. But I remember one of the shows actually had like a poster or like a graffiti or like some kind of still image kind of thing of Stanley on a wall or a poster or something, and that counted as the Stanley cameo for either that entire show or that entire season. So definitely not Punisher, definitely not Iron Fist or Punisher. I know that much. Definitely not Iron Fist or Punisher. So it was either Daredevil, Jessica Jones, or Luke Cage. So yeah, but either way, like even them sneaking him in that way and like using pictures and things. In this one, I definitely did not kind of anticipate that, but that was a really cool kind of cameo, and makes you just kind of at this point, watching it in today's day and age, just makes you just it simultaneously makes you happy that he existed at all and did what he did to help create such an amazing kind of universe, and also makes you miss him as well. But but it's never too late or too much to say thank you and goodbye to Stan Lee. So a very, very heartfelt cameo that was. But even more heartfelt, or arguably somewhat more heartfelt, was the Shield pin, previously owned by Margaret Peggy Carter, by Agent Margaret Peggy Carter of the formerly the SSR, and she was one of the founders of Shield. She worked with Howard to actually found Howard. I think Howard, and maybe I think Hank, because I think in the Ant-Man flashback we did see Howard, Peggy, and Hank, even though he walked away afterwards because of their treatment with the pin particles. But yeah, but she was definitely there to help found Shield and to rebirth the SSR and everything. So that is actually one of the kind of probably not mint condition, but still it's one of the original kind of legacy style pins. Like it's one of the original pins that was actually passed out during the formation of Shield to actually signify, oh, you're a Shield member and proud. I mean, after watching Winter Soldier, it doesn't really. I mean, I'd like to think it still does hold some value, because I think, Peggy would have definitely, I think if they were handed out by Peggy, she definitely would have done it, like, believing in the kind of allegiance to S.H.I.E.L.D. itself and the idea of S.H.I.E.L.D. as opposed to the infiltration of Hydra behind it. But still, it's Peggy, and anything, and anything Peggy gives you is just a blessing. But Peggy giving you something is a blessing in disguise, so... that like that legacy pin, like that pin is a legacy item. That is a legacy item. And yeah, I remember, I think because the show was ending, because the show ended last year, like Marvel actually did like an auction of all the major kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. costumes and clothes and props and everything. And so, like, I think I'm wondering if maybe like one or two of those pins was actually something that was given away. Like, oh, here, have like a S.H.I.E.L.D. formation pin, like a proper legacy item or something. But I don't know, maybe not. But either way, that was cool. So he actually gives that to Elena to actually properly solidify, to further cement her allegiance and her place within S.H.I.E.L.D., within the team, and to show that she actually has that she has a new home now, and people with people that care about her and love her and everything. So stuff like that tugs at the heartstrings. I don't know if you know what kind of damage that can do to the feel system. But it's a lot of damage, and it's a lot of tears that I don't need. But hey, it's wholesome content, it's wholesome, loving content, and it's Coulson extending that hand, being like, here, you're one of us, and if this doesn't solidify that, then I don't know what will. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if this many, I don't know if anyone would read into this episode as much as I did, but again, it's like, it's the beauty of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. writing. They give you so much to think about and talk about and everything. I just love doing reviews for this show. It's just it gets my mind pumping until it's too tired to think anymore and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that is definitely all I've got from this episode. So I will very shortly be going into episode number 2, but that is it for this one. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the usual outro for this, but regardless, thanks as always for being here and for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button, all the usual jazz. Again, no full lengths, because I assume I can actually just put this kind of, it's like a 5-minute video, so it really won't take up too much time, and it'll be easy to eat, pretty easy to consume too. So that should be fun. But just think, if there is, if by whatever circumstance I do end up having a full length reaction, then that will be on Patreon. But 90%, like the odds are in favor of actually just putting the entire thing up on YouTube and it being fine. So 90% chance that there will not be a full length. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys over on episode 2.